Scott Pruitt prides himself on being a leading advocate against what he calls EPA's activist agenda. But what does that really mean? As the Attorney General of Oklahoma, Pruitt has repeatedly sued to block basic pollution safeguards, including common-sense bipartisan standards for mercury, smog, and arsenic. Pruitt questions the long-settled scientific basis of EPA's work. He has tried to cast doubt on the danger of polluting our lakes and rivers with mercury, a neurotoxin that the American Academy of Pediatrics says is particularly dangerous to growing children. Contrast that view with Mike LEAVITT, EPA administrator under George W. Bush, who said mercury is a dangerous toxin. It needs to be reduced. Pruitt has also attacked limits on smog, despite the fact that the American Lung Association report gave all Oklahoma counties surveyed an F for smog pollution. Compare that to William Riley, EPA administrator under the first President Bush, who said of smog, "The problem is immense. We must address it now." Another former Republican EPA administrator, TODD WHITMAN, said of Pruitt, "I don't recall ever having seen an appointment of someone who is so disdainful of the agency and the science behind what the agency does." In Oklahoma, where Pruitt was elected to protect the state as Attorney General, he shut down his Environmental Enforcement Unit, zeroed out its budget, and abandoned a state suit over thousands of tons of waste dumped into the Illinois River. In a 2014 New York Times investigation, Mr. Pruitt was revealed to be part of an unprecedented secretive alliance with top energy producers. The arrangements involved the funneling of campaign contributions to the Republican Attorneys General Association, where he was president. At the time, he was putting his office's name on industry-drafted letters to the EPA. When confronted about his alliance with industry, Pruitt said, "That's actually called representative government in my view of the world." Arnold Hamilton, editor of the Oklahoma Observer, said, "He's supposed to be the people's lawyer. Instead, he comes across very much looking like a toady for big money financial groups." Pruitt is a vocal proponent of severely limited federal government and the primacy of states. In his view, protections for downwind impacted states encroach on the sovereignty of upwind polluting states. He believes debate should be encouraged about the truth of climate science. Pruitt even said the EPA was never intended to be our nation's foremost environmental regulator. Applying Pruitt's radical views of federalism to the EPA would gut the agency's long-standing bipartisan mandate to ensure basic protections for clean air and clean water nationwide, creating uncertainty for regulated businesses, harming communities, and triggering legal as well as political turmoil.
Congress needs to do its job. Actually send people to Washington, D.C. that understand their role is to legislate. Legislation is hard work, but legislation should not be, we like clean air, so go make clean air. I mean, that's something that bothers me.